I'm here with Tim Broad, the charming, the renowned, the infamous, the reviled of Highland Honey.
Thank you.
We've been standing out in the sun, hanging out with the bees.
That's right.
We've learned everything about bees. You can check out that video if you want to get an alert.
Great.
Subscribe. We're going to go over 3 super basics.
Okay.
So 90% of what everyone eats is
Right.
what you would call fake honey. What do you mean by fake honey?
That's right. Well, check out the number yourself, but a huge amount of the honey that is sold in grocery stores is honey that I would call bad honey or fake honey. And it's honey that, one, has had additives put into it, either water, fructose, or corn syrup, different kinds of fructose, or it's been horribly heated. And the reason why those things were happen is that it's very, worldwide pollinator collapse is real. There's less and less honey, America imports almost 70% of the honey that's needed just for us denizens.
So there was a New York Times article that said 50% of the bees have died over the last whatever years.
Right.
The colony collapse disorder, that's what you're talking about.
Yes, pollinator collapse is very, very real. And not just bees dying, but the health of bees has been diminishing. This whole failure to thrive is that bees are at best able to maintain, in the best picture, they're just staying alive. They're not able to produce any extra.
And there's this quote that says if the bees died, humans would have a hard time surviving because they pollinate all our food.
That's right. I mean, that was a great quote that has been attributed to Albert Einstein. I don't know if it's true,
right.
But it's poignant in that, yes, without the bees, everybody knows it's a big deal.
So we're heating most honey, we're mixing it up, we're having to put sweetener in it to make it honey-ish.
We're putting additives into it that happen to be sweet, And then the other issue is we have these tariff laws about not being able to buy inexpensive honey from certain countries. One, it's about labor laws, but also because those countries, many of them do not have sound agricultural products, and there's a huge amount of antibiotics and contaminants in the honey. And you do not want to be eating honey that's got antibiotics in it.
That sounds bad. On the good side, the rebel army.
The rebel army, that's right.
There's real honey. What is real honey?
So real honey is a honey that it's minimally changed shape from the time it's come out of your hive to put into a jar. It hasn't been heated, it hasn't been filtered, it's got all of the pollen in it that's native to your immediate area, so that you're eating this really robust product that's filled with pollen from your area and has got all the natural enzymes. There's over 200 enzymes I've read that are in honey.
And that helps you not be allergic, it helps you be healthy, is that it?
It's got all these different antimicrobial, antibacterial capacities that are good for us both internally and externally.
Yeah.
And when we heat honey and dilute it, we lose the majority of those benefits.
I happen to be healthy, so I don't really care about any of that. What I care about
Live
is
fast,
that
die young. I like that.
That is delicious.
That's right.
So
That's right.
even if you don't care, if you care about the health benefits, that's great. If you don't, it tastes so much better.
You eat a really high quality honey, and there's other high quality honeys, not just mine, but you eat a real honey and your body is like a dowser. You point to it and you know.
It's amazing.
You just know.
Right.
So you always want to pay attention to the source of the honey. And as a general statement, that is not from grocery stores.
And so it has the terroir, which I can't say, but it's like the local, if you're in any region, try and get real honey that has not been heated at all, not even gently heated, as they say.
That's right.
From your region.
That's right. The terroir, it's got all of the key elements of the climate, the geology, the geography, the flora, and the fauna.
Just like wine, it's like...
Just like wine.
Right.
And if that's where we live, we're breathing in that pollen. We're breathing in that dust. So our body will naturally really respond well to a great food from our own region.
Final question. What can all of us do and what should we not do
Gotcha.
to help out bees?
All right, so the first thing immediately jump to, I should keep bees. And many people do that reflexively because they think it's a great thing to do.
Sure.
In many cases, it's not helpful at all because it's a tremendous amount of work to keep bees. It's at least 5 years of learning before you know anything about bees.
Wow.
The bees are so sick with virus loads that if you do not really take the time to learn how to keep bees, what's going to happen is you're going to have sick bees in your backyard that will eventually fail, but it's like sending your child to school with a horrible disease. You don't want that, you know?
So it's a big responsibility. Maybe don't do it unless you're super
That's right.
serious
Maybe
about
don't do it. Realize...
Instead, what should we do?
Well, you possibly can do that. You can create habitat, and whether that could be on a planter in your apartment, or it can be having something that blooms the full cycle of whatever the season is your area.
Yeah.
You can get involved with your local city to find out why they are cutting all the grass everywhere, all the medians of the roads that have wildflowers. Why are they possibly putting in trees that they might be shade trees, but they don't create any habitat for pollinators?
So if it pollinates, that's good.
It's great.
But make sure that it's not laced with the
Well,
stuff.
the thing is about things that attract pollinators is that they bring bugs. And there's this wild aversion many people have to bugs. Well, guess what? Insects rule the world, our lives. We need insects, we need bugs, we need pollinators. And so the more habitat that's created, it's way better. So you can get involved with the city. But really, I made a mistake. The first place you have to start with yourself.
Yeah.
Is just take a breath and say, what can I do to be helpful? What would that look like? How much time do I have? How much interest do I have? Does that mean my school, my work? Many of the businesses, they have these great, huge manicured lawns,
Right.
Why not take a piece of it, the perimeter, and have great sunflowers or other rich plants going, talk to people at work, talk to people at your schools, get involved with your city. Pay attention to where you buy your food. As much as possible, buy food locally from sources where the local farmers are doing their best to either, one, not use any pesticides or insecticides, or are doing it very, very responsibly, which I know is a double-edged sword, but you want to be really responsible with your food.
My mom was saying you can buy bee-friendly flowers or something at Home Depot.
Right.
And they're actually laced with the
Well, they've been soaked with neonicotinoids.
Right.
The seeds were, for example, So you can buy seed bed plants from nurseries that have a history of being pesticide free, and it'll take a little work to find out who that is. But imagine if you do it, and then your neighbor does it, and everyone does it.
Right.
Home Depot, Lowe's, McGuckins, all those people will respond because it's it's an economic incentive. You know.
Exactly.
So
we're driving the bus.
Yeah, so we're driving the bus, and we have to realize that. So there are entry points for each of us.
Yeah. Well, Tim Broad, thank you, Highland Honey, saving the world and having a yummy time doing so.
Thank you so much.
All right, Tim. Thank you.
My pleasure. Let's eat some honey.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Creamed honey.
That's right.
Oh my God. God bless farmers' ditches.